All right, we'll be creating this lab exercise Bastion host through Windows virtual machine in AWS. Let us move on to our AWS management console. So you can see here my AC2 dashboard is clean. There are no instances running. There are previous two instances that are already decommissioned, terminated. It is showing up in a couple of minutes, even that should be 0. So to begin with, we will create a virtual machine. We'll be creating 3 virtual machines here. All right. The first virtual machine, I will call it as Bastion host. Jump server. The operating system will be Windows. Next key pair I need to provide. I'll call it Bastion key, and it will be a PEM key. I'm downloading it onto my desktop for easy access. Okay, and here no changes required, but however, I will go ahead and create the subnet in US East West. It is US West 1A. Okay, and please remember the public IP address is enabled because the Bastion host is always publicly accessible. It is facing the internet. Okay. I will create a security group called Bastion. By default, the RDP port is enabled 3389. Okay. And launch the instance. I'm creating this instance. Let's go to view all instances. Here there are 3 instances running, 2 of them are terminated. Let me filter this. I want to see only the running instances. So as of now, there are no running instances because out of 3, 2 are terminated. 1 is just started, correct? So once that new virtual machine comes into running state, we'll be able to see that. Let me remove that, see the condition. Okay, still it is pending. Initializing. Now it is running. Let me change the state. Instance state. I will select running. So I will see only one virtual machine running. Good. Let me capture these details. Let me share the screen. Give me one quick minute. Okay, the first one is Bastion host. The public IP address is 3.101.21.252. And the private IP address is here, 172.31.12.74. Okay, the virtual machine is still getting initialized. While it is happening, let us go ahead and create another 2 virtual machines. For the second one, I will call it as maybe virus infected. Virus infected VM. The virtual machine name itself is, I call it as virus infected VM. The operating system is Windows. Instance type, everything is same. Create a new key pair. I'll give a key pair which I can easy to recognize. I downloaded this key pair as well. And I want to host this virtual machine also into the same availability zone. Okay, it is US West 1A. That's it. Everything will be same. RDP connection is enabled. I'll click on launch instance. The second virtual machine is getting ready. You can see here. Let's see the naming convention. Let's filter. I can add one more filter. Pending. Okay, now you can see two virtual machines are there. One is the Bastion host. In other words, it is also referred to as jump server. The second one is virus infected virtual machine. Okay, it is still getting initialized. The public IP address, let me capture public and the private IP address. So here you can see the public IP is 3.101.147.96. The private IP is okay, 172.31.8.11. So while this virtual machine is getting created, we will go ahead and create one more virtual machine. That is a corporate virtual machine. I'm creating the third and last virtual machine. So corporate virtual machine, this should be the most secured virtual machine. No hanky-panky thing should happen. No third party should be able to log into this virtual machine. The operating system will be Windows. Instance type is a T2 micro. I'll create a new key pair. Corporate key virtual machine. The key pair has been downloaded. What next? The very, very important thing here to do is click on the edit network settings. Subnet, once again, we are choosing the same availability zone, US West 1A, and the public IP address deliberately, intentionally, I will disable it because I don't want my secured corporate network or secured corporate server to be facing the internet. Okay, so here I'm disabling this security group. I'm creating a new security group. RDP connection source. I want custom. I don't want anyone and everyone to access it. Okay, so who should be able to log into this virtual machine? Can someone tell me? Only the Bastion host, correct? Correct. Only the authorized user. Only if you are able to log into this Bastion host, only then you should be able to log into my corporate network. So I will select the private IP address. Okay. I have selected my private IP address. Any computer that has got this private IP address, only that system will be able to log in to this corporate server. Okay. I will launch the instance. So let's go to view all instances. Let's filter it out. Instance state. Running. One more. Okay, here we go. The third one, the corporate VM. That is not having the public IP address. You can check. It has got only the private IP address. Let me capture this private IP address. The public IP address is not there. Private IP address is only assigned. Okay. Could you please notice one common thing in all these three servers? The public IP address, the first two octets are same, 172.31, 172.31, 172.31. This indicates that all these three virtual machines are in the same network. Okay, so the corporate network, we deliberately configured to log in only from this private IP. If you try to log in from this virus infected virtual machine, you will not be able to do it. You'll not be able to connect. Let us explore that. Okay. Good. Now all the three virtual machines are up and running. First, let us try to connect to this corporate virtual machine. Okay, I have selected this corporate virtual machine. Please be noted, there is no public IP address. I'm trying to connect and I will not be able to connect. Okay, I'm downloading this RDP file. I said get password, choose a file. Corporate key I have selected, decrypt. I got the password. Let me capture this password. So I'm opening this RDP file, which I just downloaded. I'm trying to connect. Even initializing the remote desktop connection is not happening. One minute. Let me stop sharing the screen and share it again. Okay, I was trying to connect. It is not allowing me to get connected to this corporate virtual machine because there is no public IP address. Now, how to connect to this virtual machine? Through this Bastion host. Okay, I have selected Bastion host. Let me connect to this Bastion host server. Once again, I will download the file, the remote desktop file. I'll get the password. Decrypt the password. I'll capture the password for future reference. I have the password handy. Let me open this RDP connection. I think I need to stop sharing screen again and share it back. Okay. I'm logging into this virtual machine. We are able to log in to this Bastion host server. Okay, good. The server is up and running, the Bastion host. Friends, this is how it works in the real-time scenario. If you are working from home and you're trying to connect to your office network, this is the kind of server, the Bastion host, a common IP address where you will log in first. So now it is like you got access to your corporate server, a Bastion host, a jump server. From here, you need to connect to the core server where all your database, your email, your CRM tool, everything is there. Okay, so now we have connected to the jump server. From here, we will be connecting to the corporate, the primary corporate server. I will launch the remote desktop tool to connect. I will have to provide the IP address. What is that IP address that I need to provide? I need to provide the IP address of the corporate server private IP address because there is no public IP address, correct?
Yes, sir.
Correct. Let me share the screen once again so that okay. So I need to use this private IP address of my corporate server and the password to log in. From where? From my Bastion server. So I have captured this private IP address. I'll go back to my Bastion server, that is the jump server. I provided the IP address, click on connect. Provide the username. The default username will be the administrator and the password. Remember, password I captured earlier. It is in my text file, notepad file. And now I'm connecting. So here I have kept both the servers side by side. Okay. So one is Bastion server and another one is the corporate server. The Bastion server is getting ready and we are able to log in. Okay, since both the servers looks the same, I will just create one folder here. To recognize, I call this corporate server, and here this is my Bastion host or Bastion server. Correct. I'll keep both the servers side by side. You can see inside one server, there is another one. This is the Bastion host server screen, desktop screen, and this is the corporate server desktop screen. Now we had one more server, right? The virus infected server. Let us try to connect that virtual machine and try to establish the connection with our corporate server. Let us see what happens. So once again, I have selected that, download a RDP desktop file. I will store it onto my desktop. Get the password. I already have the PEM key downloaded. This is the key, decrypt. I got the password. Let me capture that password in my notepad. Let me verify once again. Yes, the password is correct. I'll open the RDP file. Please wait. Okay, now I'm connecting to the virus infected virtual machine. So this is my virus infected PC. So since all the three virtual machines are on the same subnet, 172.31, 172.31, 172.31, logically speaking, the virus infected virtual machine also should be able to log in to the corporate network. But we have deliberately given only one particular IP address to enable access. Correct? This is the Bastion host. Let me go back to another one. Yes, this is the virus infected VM. From here, let us try to connect to our corporate network. I need to provide the IP address. This is my targeted server. I'm trying to establish the connection. The connection will not go through. Even the password screen will not come up, because we have clearly mentioned in the security group of the corporate server, only one IP address should be provided access. That we will check where it is, where we have provided. If you go to our corporate server under security groups, it's throwing up some error. Let me start over. Corporate server, I have selected. Under that, security group. Yes, now we got. This is a security group. I will start over from the beginning because so many times I change the screen. It may be confusing for you. So we have 3 servers here. I want to check the corporate servers, the security group. Okay, corporate server VM I have selected. Scroll down, go to security groups. Under security groups, we have inbound rules. Edit inbound rules. Here you can see the RDP connection that I want to have for this corporate network from a specific server that has got the IP address 172.31.12.74 only, which is this particular IP address of the Bastion host. This is the reason only Bastion host is able to log in to the corporate server, but not any other server. Got it? With this, we are able to successfully complete this Bastion host server lab exercise also.